Okay, we're recording. So, welcome back to the channel, Project Bumble Jeepers. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm in the spray booth today. I got some painting projects, one of which is non-related to Project Bumble Jeep. And let's see if I can get some of that in the background. Former member donated a tractor to the school. Had been sitting for 7 years. It was early to mid 80s long tractor made in Romania. I don't know, it's a 3-cylinder diesel, it's about 45-ish horsepower. So we had to send out and have the injectors and the injector pump rebuilt. So we got some of the parts in here. They decided they wanted to throw a fresh coat of paint on it. So what I'm doing today is this is, I'll get it behind me here. Sorry, I hope I'm not making you dizzy. It's making me dizzy. So this is one of the fenders here. And over here is the other one. So we're going to be putting POR-15 on the inside of these fenders. And then it depends on, it's 130-ish. Had some trouble locating some stuff. So we're going to be POR-15ing those. It was an open can of POR-15 that we had used on the fuel tank for this tractor. It was, well, as you can imagine, for sitting for so long, the inside of the tank was just nasty. We had to drain the fuel out of it. There was dirt in there. We flushed it. We sprayed it with all kinds of degreasers and whatnot, and flushed it out with a garden hose, and then stuck a heat gun in it and dried it out real good, and then got it nice and warm again with the heat gun, and then dumped about a pint of POR-15 in it and swished it around. Got it all nice and coated on the inside, double checked, shine a light in there, make sure we got full coverage. We didn't, so we did it, spread a little more in there. And anyhow, that was to basically seal the inside of the tank. The tank is a fairly heavy gauge steel. There wasn't any danger of pinholes or anything like that, but we just wanted to make sure. The gentleman that I was working with felt it would be a good idea, so we did it, and it worked great. And just for the record, POR-15 seems to be immune to diesel fuel, kerosene. So anyhow, the two primary targets for today are the inner fenders, and they're barely scuffed. You can see there's a lot of rust, but it's not loose rust. It's just a lot of scale, which is what the POR-15 was intended for. So blew all the dirt off that I could, and we're going to squirt it. So this is what I'm using. You're going to love this. This is what I'm using to apply the POR-15. I did not reduce it at all. They recommend that you brush POR-15 on. I don't enjoy brushing much. All my panels that I did on Project Bumble Jeep, the floor pans and the rockers were sprayed inside and out before they were installed. I also did the floors, the interior floor and underneath. And I'm making hand gestures here that are completely out of frame, so you have no idea. I could be flipping you the bird, which I wouldn't. But anyhow, yeah, so those I brushed down in the frame rails. Then the reason I brushed it on the interior of the car, I did spray the bottom of the vehicle. The reason I brushed the interior of the Jeep was because I didn't want all that overspray getting on the glass and the interior panels and whatnot, although I had all the interior panels out. Probably except the door panels. Excuse me. So anyhow, I'm gonna quit yakking and get to spraying, and I'll show you when I'm all done. I really don't have any means of holding the camera and working at the same time. So again, I apologize. So I'm gonna pause this, hopefully I hit the right button, it's been a while. And then we'll be back in a flash with the painted inner fenders. Alright, it's been a few for me. I don't know if I mentioned this at the beginning, but this was a can of POR 15, and for those of you who don't know, POR stands for paint over rust. It's a rust neutralizer converter neutralizer, I'm not sure which, but it works really, really well. And it's very highly used in the restoration and rust repair, auto body uses. So anyhow, I got the 2 fenders done. So what I didn't mention earlier, I don't think I did, this was an open can that I had used a couple of weeks ago, or used half of it a couple of weeks ago. And for those of you who don't know, POR 15 has a very short shelf life after it's been opened. And the big mistake most guys make is trying to put a piece of wax paper between the lid and the can. I don't know why they think that's a good idea. It's not a good idea. The best thing to do if you don't use all your POR 15, and the reason you want to try and save it is because for a quart it's about $45 more or less shipping, and that's from Amazon. So if you're buying from an auto body supply, maybe you get a little bit better price on it. If you're doing a lot of work and you buy it by the gallon, God bless you, because you're going to be paying about $130, $140 a gallon for this stuff. So you better have a use for a gallon of it. But anyhow, I am not going to be sealing this can back up. I want to use as much of it as possible. So you can see here, I got these sprayed, and I know you're not supposed to spray this stuff. I just don't like brushing. Don't know why you're not supposed to spray it. Don't know why you're not supposed to shake the can. I shake the can to stir it. So anyhow, got a piece of dirt in that one. So I have other parts here for the tractor, and I started spraying the insides of those. Some of the other project, there's the other fender. Some of the other project I want to do today is I want to get primer on, and I'm using this again, is going to be another Rust-Oleum paint job on the exterior at least. So this is part of the front. The other one's over here. So I'm spraying these, and there wasn't a lot of prep work done on these. Keep in mind that most of the labor on this, as far as the paint work is going to be concerned, is student labor. So you get what you pay for. Some of these kids have a short attention span. I told the one kid he wanted to paint it Wednesday. They have shop Monday and Wednesday. He wanted to paint it Wednesday, and at 20 minutes to 6, which is, the class is over at 6, 20 minutes to 6, he's saying, well, when can we start painting? I said, what time is it? He told me it's 20 minutes to 6. I said, not today. You're not going to mix paint and get all these. He supposedly had prepped all of these parts, and sorry, I have to switch hands. My arm's getting tired. The one fender still had moss on it. I mean, this thing sat outside in the weather for 7-ish years. And so, yeah, so I started scuffing that, and I told the kids, so this is what you do when you come in Monday at 5 if I'm not here yet. You get in the spray booth, and you start scuffing anything that hasn't been scuffed with a Scotch-Brite pad. Again, this is a Rust-Oleum paint job. It's a 40-year-old tractor. It's not a showpiece, anything like that. And get the parts, turn the compressor on, get the parts blown off, wipe them off with a clean rag, and hopefully by then I'll be there, and then I will show you how to mix the paint, and we can get them sprayed. So I'm going to have these things in primer when he comes in. So yeah, so the last piece I'm gonna try and spray, and then whatever I have left in the cup and the can, I'll fill up my little gun again, and then this is the inside of the hood. That's gonna get sprayed, POR 15, and then whatever I have left over, second coat the inner fenders and until it's all gone. So I did get a few extra parts here sprayed with the PR15. I have enough left in the gun probably to do this hood and another coat on both the fenders. This stuff goes a long way, a little bit of this, especially when you're brushing it on. Maybe not so much when you're spraying it. And again, I don't know why they say you shouldn't spray this stuff, why you shouldn't shake the can. No explanation is given on the can as to why that I've been able to read. So that's, you know, that's where I am. I'm a rebel. Call me a rebel. I shake when I'm supposed to stir. I spray when I'm supposed to brush. I'm wild. I'm out there, man. I'm out of control. So anyhow, gonna get back onto spraying, and then hopefully I can get these parts in the primer. And for primer, I'm using the Rust-Oleum bare metal primer, and I realize that this is not bare metal. This is as far from bare metal as you can get, but I'm still going to prime it. And then hopefully, I don't know if you guys notice this sitting in the background here in the back of the spray booth. This is an actual piece of the Bumble Jeep. It's stinking rotten. I need my pole. So this summer, let's just do this. So this summer, I got my rear glass broken out of my gate, and I found this on Facebook Marketplace. It was the whole gate with the glass. The guy wanted $50. He wouldn't let me just take the glass. He had no use for the bare gate. So I gave him the $50 for it, and I ended up with this gate. Now this is for the most part, a perfect gate. It has no cracks in it. It was the wrong color, so right now it's in, it's another Rust-Oleum primer product. It's, you can prime over anything, it says. So I went over to scuff this up, sprayed that on, but I'm not liking the coverage on it. Again, it's rattle can, so I am going to go ahead and spray this with my Rust-Oleum primer before I put the yellow on it, and then maybe tomorrow night, if this is dry, I can get the yellow on this. And why am I putting another tailgate on, you ask? That's a very good question. So my current lift gate does not match the color of the rest of the Jeep, most of the rest of the Jeep. And then the reason for that is, and it's my mistake, part of the Jeep was rattle can and this part is not. I painted the roof with the quartz. I painted the hood and the new parts after the accident a year ago, May, with the cans, and the can and the quart cans and the rattle can color doesn't match. And I found out why, because the rattle cans were not safety yellow, they were sunburst yellow. Who knew? I thought they were safety yellow. So long story short, rather than pull that gate off, rescuff it, reprime it, repaint it, I have a gate here that I can just scuff, prime, and paint. And I would have to take that gate completely apart anyhow. So what I can do is I can put the color on this one, and when I take that one apart, put all the parts on this, and I have a gate that matches my roof and my quarters, and hopefully soon my doors and my front fenders. I have a few parts on the front to paint with the quart cans, and that would be the left front fender, the left headlight bezel, and the cowl across the front. That all needs to be color changed. So enough of that. I have a few more updates on Project Bumble Jeep, stuff I did not record. It's been awkward recording here because of the situation with the COVID-19. Yeah, I'm sure my life isn't the only one that's in a little bit of a turmoil as a result of all of this, and my deepest and heartfelt sympathies go out to the rest of you, and my prayers as well. So for now, I'm going to get back to using up what's left of my PR15, and then maybe we'll get some white primer on these today as well. We'll see. Time will tell. Be back. And it won't let me pause. Okay, so yeah, I got overspray on my glasses and on the phone as well. and I don't really care about the phone. I'll have a new one on Monday. That's better. Okay, so as I was saying, I'll have a new phone on Monday, and hopefully it'll be a better camera. When I say new, I mean new to me. It's a new phone, but it's not like a current model. It's a Motorola G6, M6, whatever Motorola is. So anyhow, I used up all the port 15. It's all gone. Can is in the garbage. So I got the inside of the hood. I'll just take you around. I got the inside of the hood coated. I went over the worst of the rust on these again. I actually did the bottoms here, which I hadn't done before. Hadn't done that area. So plenty of coverage on this, and same on this one. I got the bottom covered, and I got a little bit more on this, and started on this when it ran out. So everything has plenty of coverage on it. Now, the reason I did that, when you are not using all of your product with POR 15 or POR 15, POR 15 from here forward called POR 15. When you're not using all your product with POR 15, the best way to store it, and it's going to be short term no matter what, more than a month or two, and you're going to open the can and you're going to find it's turned to pudding. There may be some liquid underneath the skin, but it's probably still usable, but you're going to lose a lot of the product when you put the lid back on if you don't use it all in one shot. So the best way to store it, clean the can, especially where the lid sits. Clean it crazy clean. Paper towels, rags, whatever, get that all clean. Get the mating surface on the lid clean as well. And if you want, it wouldn't hurt to wipe the top of the lid. And then when you close it, don't close it stupid tight. Close it securely, but remember, at some point you're going to have to open this again, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I closed the last can stupid tight, so I'll show you. This is what happens when you close it too tight. When you're prying the lid off, the inside of the can, here you go. The inside of the can comes up with the lid. Not good. That's just meant to seal. It's not meant to follow the lid out of the can. So I'll show you what's left of the lid. You can see it took quite a bit to get the lid off. So that's what happens when you close it too tight, reseal it too tight. Just your weight is fine. If you're going to use a hammer, don't get crazy with it. I've seen guys trying to hammer that lid on with this saran wrap or wax paper or whatever, and it crushes the top of the can, and they think, oh good, it's sealed. No, if you clean the mating surfaces on any paint can, I don't care if it's POR 15 or Rust-Oleum or flat enamel interior latex paint, best way to do it is clean the lip and clean the lid and close it securely but not crazy tight. And you'll get, oh, I got it all over my fingers again. I got that all cleaned up. Yeah, that was just to show you, that one shot in there with the thumbs up was just to show you guys I was wearing my personal protection. I should have taken it a step further and worn gloves, but I don't like spraying with gloves. So I think what I'm going to do is pause this for a second and finish cleaning my hands again. Okay, we're back. Patties are reasonably clean. The thing about POR 15, when you get it on your skin, you want to clean it up as quickly as possible. Lacquer thinner works really well. Not sure about acetone or wax and grease remover. I just know that lacquer thinner works really well. So if you're gonna, the sooner you get it off, the better. If you get it on your clothes, forget about it. Forget about it. It ain't coming off. So anyhow, So that's all done for now. I think I'm gonna just give you a quick update on the Bumble Jeep. No, I think I'll do that in a separate video, which is gonna start as soon as I stop this one. So anyhow, we got pour 15 on those parts. Gonna see how long it takes to dry. If it's not too long, I'll squirt the white on the outer surfaces, and otherwise, I'm old, I'm tired. I may call it a day and let the young blood squirt the white tomorrow, and he'll be disappointed because he's not going to get to squirt the blue till Wednesday, but suck it up, Buttercup. A lot of the kids these days are snowflakes. They can't take constructive criticism without going in tears. No, don't get me started. Anyhow, so I'll be back in a few with video number 2. Didn't mean for that to rhyme. It just happened to work out this time. So there's that for now. If I do get onto the paint, I'll do a third video on that, because this next one's going to be strictly Project Bumble Jeep. All right, so take care. God bless. Stay well. Count your blessings.